Hey, how's it going, everybody? We've got some crazy stuff that's happened over the past few weeks, past few months. You could call it all year with Tesla. Specifically, every single vehicle they make, they're selling out on, non-stop selling out left and right. This is the Model Y, the Model S, Model X, Model 3. They can't even get enough of them to even show people. In fact, we talked to the Tesla dealership here, the Tesla showroom, asked them if we could test drive one. They didn't even have one available. It's just absolute crazy. Partly chip manufacturing, partly supply demand, shortage, who knows? You just can't get one. Unfortunately, they're selling out 6 months down the road before you even get one to look at. So forget about it. So we're gonna talk about a couple of ways you can get one now if you really need it, and we're gonna talk about the shortage a little bit, and also a crazy thing that Tesla decided to do, which makes perfect sense for them, but I think it's gonna be a nightmare for everybody else, especially people that own a Tesla and they wanna use this network. Talking about the Supercharging Exchange. So sit back, relax. You guys are watching this tall Tesla guy. So I'm gonna start right out with the Supercharger Exchange. It makes perfect sense. I mean, Tesla came in there, they did what no other EV in the market, in the world has done, EV manufacturer that is that they started with their charging network. One of the biggest complaints or concerns people have with a electric vehicle is, where do I charge it? How do I go on a long road trip? It doesn't have the range of my gas vehicle, that sort of thing. So what Tesla did when they started out, before they even had mass-produced vehicles in the sense of, like, you know, outselling, 500,000 delivered Model Ys, Model 3s. This is when they had the Model S. They didn't even come out with the Model X yet. They started, in fact, it was even sort of with the Roadster, they started their Supercharger Network. Now, if you're not familiar with the Supercharger Network, is a super fast way to charge your Tesla. And up until this point, it's been exclusive to Teslas, almost like a reason to buy, or a reason to be less worried about range anxiety, because you knew you had this super fast charging network. The charging network with a Tesla, the Supercharger, can charge from, in my experience anyway, it took us about 20 minutes to go from about 12% to about 90%. Which is huge. I mean, that's giving us anywhere from 50 miles of range to 300, for example. You know, something like that. In fact, they're rolling out V3 superchargers, and they're even faster. You can get a full charge, to 80% anyway, in about 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, which is actually comparable to what you get at a gas station. Now, I understand that you don't want to take these long Ironman road trips anymore. It's nice to stop, but in the end, when you get in the car, all you want to do is drive, drive, drive. You want to get there. You want to, just be able to go without having to stop. And stopping for half an hour or longer to charge is a major inconvenience. So what Tesla had, their Supercharger network, they're everywhere you want to be. Not as prevalent as gas stations yet, but they're rolling out tens of thousands of them, right? 10,000 at a time. In fact, they have a factory over in China just making superchargers. So things like that Tesla did in the beginning to give themselves a leg up on what they thought the industry was going to need. They knew Elon had this vision: I'm going to sell 1 million cars. Everybody's going to use a Tesla. It's going to take over the gas vehicle. But I knew that you couldn't do it if there wasn't a way for people to charge on the road trip, charging on the road, right? It's a super important feature of EVs, of any vehicle for that matter, and let alone with a Tesla, you needed to be able to charge it fast because they have the most range of any other EV. If you only have 100 miles of range, you can charge anywhere. So it's one of the coolest features of a Tesla. And in fact, when I got our Tesla, we went from a gas vehicle my entire life to our first ever electric vehicle. I had the confidence of knowing that we had this Supercharger network. Well, what Tesla did, or what they decided to do, and from a company standpoint, purely profit, I guess it doesn't make, or it makes sense. I mean, it doesn't seem like a bad idea, is they're leasing it out to anybody, any EV. Right? So you pull up in a Chevy Bolt, you pull up in an Audi e-tron, you pull up in a Porsche Taycan, you can charge at a Supercharger. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with the throttled speeds, the charging, how they're going to, charge the customers, if they're going to need a login for it. What they're going to do is, currently you pull up to a Supercharger and you don't do anything. The car has everything for you. Your card's in there already. Everything, you just pull up, you take the charging out, put it in your car, and you're good. That's it. You don't have to do anything. There's nothing even to do with a Supercharger. There's no place to put a credit card or anything like that. So I have no idea how it's going to work with other companies. But this whole idea of it makes sense for Tesla, but it's not so great for us, right? As a Tesla owner, you just think like I've seen pictures of lines of cars 30, 40 deep waiting for superchargers in certain places in California, in isolated areas like on the island, different places like that where there's only one, and this is the only option that you have, like that kind of thing. And now it's going to be worse. I mean, I'm optimistic for the future of the cars. I mean, EV in general, and I think it's great that we're all kind of sharing together. It's a collaborative environment. It forces us to, to change and adapt and stuff like that. And I'm all for the competition for Tesla. Improved build quality, improved design, perhaps. Maybe not so radical in some areas, but sharing the Supercharger network, I think, is going to be a bit of a bummer. Is it going to change my opinion on Tesla? No, I still love my car, absolutely love it, best drive I've ever had. I would still buy another one. I mean, we'll still take it on road trips, that kind of thing, but it is going to be kind of a bummer when you pull in there, there's only one slot available and it's taken up by a Chevy Bolt. But that's just my thought. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. But getting to something that's more exciting, I guess, but maybe more inconvenient if you're looking for it today, is the fact that Teslas are sold out. They're sold out across the board. Model Y, Model 3, Model S, if you want the plaid, you gotta wait 2 years for it. Model X, especially the refresh, redesigned version of it. And then on top of that, even like a Model Y, the current Model Y that we have, we looked into it thinking, hey, maybe we could sell it, make more than we paid for it. A lot of people are doing it, but you gotta wait 6 months. 6 months for a new one. So if that doesn't work, then you're kind of out of luck. Or are you, right? There's a vast array of aftermarkets Teslas available. In fact, we were driving around looking at cars and just kind of shopping around, seeing some things, and it was a Dodge Jeep dealership, and they had a Tesla Model 3 there, right? So, people know that they can get it, and the Teslas seem to hold their value stronger than any other vehicle I've seen. And on top of that, the car shortage is causing people to just want them now, want anything. I mean, you drive around to car dealerships where they used to have thousands of cars, they're lucky if they have 100 cars. I mean, it's just crazy. And then I think the trickle up effect with Tesla is that it's a super popular, trendy car anyway. So people want it. So it's hard to get. And so the price is skyrocketed through the roof. I've seen tons of stories on the different social groups of people selling it for more than they paid for it after putting 10,000 miles on it and various things like that. So it doesn't surprise me one bit that they're sold out. It doesn't surprise me one bit that it's taking so long to get it. But what do you do if you need it now? Right? So 6 months down the road seems like a long ways to wait. So if you can't do it, if you can't wait that long, then you got to go to the aftermarket, right? So Tesla actually has a used car section of their website where you can buy cars now. Now the prices seem pretty high, and in fact, if people are selling them for more than they paid for them, it's not surprising that you have to buy it for more than you would pay for a new one. In fact, you go in there and you can get a Model Y, the exact trim that I have, with less miles on it, or about the same miles, I should say, and no full self-driving, no improved, no upgraded wheels, in fact, no tint or ceramic or anything like that, and you're gonna pay closer to $68,000 instead of brand new at $55,000, which is just crazy to me. It's just crazy. I mean, eventually it'll balance out. I know it will. The used car market's gonna balance out. So I went in there, looked at it, said, hey, to myself, I wanna buy a new Model Y. You go through all the stuff, expected delivery, January, right? So 6 months from now. I mean, there's no exception to this at all unless you want to buy a used one. So let me know what you guys think down on the bottom. Put it in the comments below. Is that crazy? Do you think it's a good thing that they're sharing their supercharging network? Do you think it's a good thing that you have to wait 6 months for it? Who knows? Maybe the 4680 battery will be out by then. That'd be a good Christmas surprise for sure. But you guys know the drill. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Lets me know the kind of videos you guys like to see. But I really hope you guys are having a fantastic day, week, month so far. You're able to get out there, smile. You're staying safe. I know everything's crazy down there, but I hope you guys are staying safe out there. So thanks for watching, everybody.